Yes, welcome back to the second stanza of the program, The Conversation, coming to you from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. My name still remains Nelson Ekudumi, and I still have with me in the studio Comrade Benga Sholoki, popularly called OGS, the only authentic Otumba. I don't know of any other Otumba. OGS, thank you for staying with us.
It's a pleasure being here.
Yes, in this second stanza of the program, I want to look at, there's this, should I say, a dog fight between the NDLEA and one Senator Oyelola Ashiru from Kwara State. I recollect that there was this bill in the Senate to create a drug training institute.
Yeah.
And Senator Olugbenga, Senator Oyelola Ashiru now made a statement. And for me, I watched that video and I was embarrassed that a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is in the hallowed chamber to make laws for the good of the Nigerian people.
Can use to even regulate.
Yes, can come out and say an agency set up by an act of parliament is compromising its oath, and you have not found it necessary to report, to table a bill on the House that, look, this agency is not living up to its responsibility. Let us investigate it. But when you want to clamor for that drug training institute and rehabilitation center, you have now decided to call a dog a bad name in order to hang it. And swiftly, the NDLEA responded that they raided the man's house and they found some of his boys with drugs, that even one of them has been convicted. Yeah. And then lo and behold, Senator Ashiru now came out and said he has never taken drugs in his life, that NDLEA is trying to tarnish his image. And I was like, Senator Olugbenga, Senator Ashiru,
not the only one.
They were not talking about you as a person. They were talking about your environment, that you are aiding and abetting youths to abuse drugs. Yeah. So the Senate has decided to invite the NDLEA to come and answer some questions. And I'm like, if the Senate is towing this line, I don't think it is appropriate because, like we always say, you can't be a judge in your own case. Yes. So I think the Senate should, if the Senate feels aggrieved about the position taken by NDLEA, they can set up a committee to investigate it and liaise with NDA to get the matter resolved.
Well, I want to commend the NDLEA in these days.
They are doing a very
wonderful job. So it's like a distraction now because I follow them religiously to know what is happening. And you will see cases here and there. People are being apprehended. So many means have been devised with which to smuggle goods. Drugs in outside of Nigeria, even on water, on sea, on everywhere. You will see them working to ensure that,
we have a drug-free society.
You understand? Yet somebody will sit down in the hallowed chambers of the National Assembly to castigate such an agency. I think the Senate should do more of engaging the leadership of the NDLEA privately, not as a matter of Senate of the whole House. No, let's have look. There might be, there might be misinformation here and there, but I am very convinced that the NDLEA under Buba Maduwa that I follow every day will have evidence of that conviction. So if that happens, what will happen to Senator Ashiru? Does the Senate have the power to send him away from the Senate?
Absolutely.
You understand? So what would the Senate gain instead of making mockery of everything?
Yes.
Let the Senate call them to a round. Oh yeah, bring your evidence. You said you have a Kwara office who will have gotten such reports and present it before the House.
And
there's a court of law who but have sent such a youth to the correctional center. So, but for the Senate to want to assume responsibility of prosecuting or even of chastising NDLEA, it's uncalled for. It's like being a judge in your own case, which is not augur well
for justice.
It's not.
Like you have rightly said, for me, I saw the response of the Senate, and I'm like, Senator Ashiru abused legislative
Yes, no.
privileges.
Yes, no.
Because I expected the Senate, even if NDLEA had to, because NDLEA had to respond.
Yes.
I expect the Senate to have said, even though Senator Ashiru enjoyed that privilege as a senator on the floor of the Senate, I expect them to have come out and owned up to say Senator Ashiru abused that privilege. Because for Senator Ashiru to say it in the presence of the whole world, that an agency like NDLEA, with all the good work they are doing, that the agency is compromised, that they don't know what they are doing.
Then you have not done your oversight function. Even the committee, even it's an indictment on the committee.
On the committee of the Senate. That is overseeing the NDLEA.
It's an indictment.
Yes.
Because if they don't know, that's an indictment.
And even for him to say the agency has compromised in its function is even a violation of the Constitution. That as a senator you swore not to uphold.
You have not even called them. You have not queried. You have not even queried that agency once. You have not invited the leadership to come and explain what
this is what we have seen.
You just people just make noise on the faces of television just to whip up sentiments.
No, I think what Senator Ashiru was trying to do, from my own understanding, is that he was trying to malign the NDLEA, because a lot of us have come out to say, look, this new agency is a duplication of the functions of the NDLEA. Whatever training, sensitization, rehabilitation, NDLEA is already doing that. Let us domicile it. Don't create another agency.
We have too many agencies doing nothing.
This is we Nigerians that have been clamoring for cutting down the cost of governance. So if you duplicate these agencies, what are we going to achieve? Do you want a situation whereby two agencies will perform the same functions at cross purposes? At the end of the day, the goal that the main objective for setting them up will be defeated. Absolutely not. We don't want that. No. So I think it is not in place for the Senate to invite only NDLEA to come and explain. I think it is also important for the Senate to own up to the abuse of legislative privilege that Senator Ashiru, because Senator Ashiru, by that comment, has undermined his oath to uphold the Constitution of the Federal Republic, and I miss no word in condemning him for that statement. You can't, NDLEA, as far as we are concerned, they may not be the best, but they are putting up the best they can within the resources available and the environment. What we need is to empower them the more. We are talking about drug abuse, drug cartel trafficking. It's because we all have left that responsibility to only them. It's a better society. It's a better children.
Let me even tell you, the NDLEA needs to be more empowered. Because I followed the case. There was somebody that was arrested. He was paraded, was taken away, and lo and behold, after 3 months, I saw him on the street again. And I placed a call to them at the NDLEA. They said the law permits them, once the cartel, the head of the cartel is apprehended, that they can leave the court. They come there, the lawyers will come there to also ask for their bail. And the magistrate or whoever who grants it, once it's granted, there's nothing they can do. Once
the court give a judgment,
they cannot do anything.
They are bound by law.
So they are trying to review their laws. That the laws are before the National Assembly.
Can you imagine? So those are the things the Senate should be looking at. That look, for example, I'll tell you for free, Benga, I get sad as early as 7 a.m. You see our youths abusing substance. There's no street in this Nigeria now. You know, I said when I was growing up, I know people who take this substance, but they do it in hiding. But now it has become more of an ego thing. If you are not smoking, if you are not drinking something, you are not in vogue, and you are like, have you considered the health implication to yourself? Yes. So, and you see a lot of our young ones, a lot of parents
negligence.
Honestly,
negligence.
I can't explain this, but the short summary of summary of what we are discussing is that this tango between the NDLEA and the Senate is unnecessary.
It's uncalled for.
It's uncalled for. The Senate must call one of its own
To order.
that has abused legislative privilege
Yes.
to order.
Yes.
And the Senate must also recognize that as Nigerians, we don't trust the Senate to do justice in a matter
That involve one of their
affecting
own.
one of their own.
No.
They should submit it to a neutral body.
Yes. Oh.
If the Senate feels aggrieved by what the NDLEA has done, let them go to court. They have the right to do that.
And
Even
they have their resources.
yes, Senator Ashiru has the power and the resources to do
Go
that.
to court.
The NDLEA has come out with the fact of cases of people who were arrested in Senator Ashiru's residence, and they also came out and said we even got a conviction
for one.
So let the Senate come out and tell us that the conviction is not true. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we want to call it a wrap on this edition of the program, The Conversation, coming to you from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. We thank you for watching. Comrade Olugbenga, thank you for coming to the program.
It's a pleasure.
Till we come your way again next time, gentlemen, we've had a great conversation. Please continue to join us, continue to watch the conversation on TV 360. Till we come your way again next time, have a great day. Bye-bye.